Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Avatar The Last Airbender Season 1, Episode 14. I just watched the episodes 12 and 13 this morning. If you want to see my reaction videos about that, I'm gonna put the link into the I'm really excited. As you can see, I'm really excited to watch one more episode of Avatar today. I think that it's gonna be the last one. After that, I'm gonna watch episodes of The Mandalorian. I'm really excited because the two last episodes really, I was gonna say impressed me. That's right, but even more interest me. All of what we learned during these two episodes. I mean, the first one for sure had a lot of big information with these two flashbacks about Aang, how he disappeared, you know, the fact that he ran away because the monk wanted him to go somewhere else and all, and about Zuko, how, why he was banished, why he has this scar. All of that was so interesting and it gave me a lot of things to think about, especially for Zuko, because I thought that he was banished because he would have done something wrong to the Fire Nation. On the contrary, he was banished because he wanted to do something good for the Fire Nation, to not sacrifice young soldiers, to protect his people, to protect the Fire Nation. I can see now, you know, at first I believed that maybe one evolution possible for Zuko would have been him betraying the Fire Nation and switching to go with us. Now I think that one evolution possible for him is to become the next Fire Lord, you know, Fire King, a good king, a king who wants to protect his people. But he changed so much also. He's so angry, and most of all, he admires his father so much. He wants his respect and he wants his father to be proud of him so much that he's ready to do not everything. We saw that he's not ready to put his crew in danger, and we saw also that he thought about saving his uncle first before going after the Avatar, even if chasing the Avatar, taking the Avatar would mean for him to take back his honor and his place on the Fire Nation. I don't know. Yes, I see him becoming a good leader for the Fire Nation. What happened during the two last episodes, this flashback and him saving that man, and after that not putting his crew in danger, and during the last episode, how he was also, I can see him becoming a good leader. During the last episode, it was in fact more an episode about Aang and Zuko's relationship. They are made to be enemies by people, but not by themselves, you know. What Aang said about maybe in another world we would have been friends because he was friends with someone from the Fire Nation. I think that it's important. I think that we're gonna meet that person at some point, like we met, you know, the king from the Earth Kingdom, and we can see that Aang is sad about the fact that they have to be enemies. He did not say something like, let's not be enemies. He really said something like, maybe in another world we wouldn't be enemies. That's not the same. I think that he understands also everyone's position just right there. In his position, but also Zuko's position. Zuko doesn't want to be friends with him, but at the end we can see that the two of them are thinking about it, about what happened, about the fact that they worked together, that they worked well together, that they fought well together. Zuko saved him, Aang saved Zuko. That was an interesting episode for their relationship, where they are standing now, but also how it can evolve, and the fact that they thought about it. It disturbed them, you know, the fact that it happened like that. it disturbed them a lot. Admiral Zhao searching for the Avatar and having more men for doing that. Okay, that's a big information, but I think that we can deal with that. At least for now. And yes, really, these two last episodes, I really loved them. I took a break, you know, to eat after the episode 13, and I really thought again about it, you know, while I was eating. I was like, two really, really great episodes. Again, in each episode, even with little stories, you know, we are learning stuff about the context, you know, what is happening right now, how the Fire Nation is dealing with all of the different territories, the refugee situations, but also the racket situation in some territories, the fact that they are also keeping in jail persons who are bending, you know, who are earthbenders, who are waterbenders and all. This information about the context, but also about what happened during the war, how it happened, you know, how the war started, and little details, you know, little things which are almost like little clues, little things about, okay, in the future it can happen like that. We are not sure that it's gonna happen like that, but maybe that can help, maybe that can be important for the future, maybe this character is gonna evolve like that, maybe this relationship is gonna evolve like that, maybe this is gonna be important for the story, for a resolution, something. I love that. I love stories which are built like that. You know that if you are following my channel. I love good stories, you know, which are well written, with a lot of different details, you know, with clues, like it can be a mind game and all. I can make series about it. I love also characters who are well developed. Of course, characters are evolving during a show, a Western animation or whatever. Of course, with stuff that they are living, they are evolving. So right there, these characters are evolving also, and we can imagine even more, because of the fact that they are young, how they can evolve, you know, the adults that they can become, and that's even more interesting in my opinion. And I love also when shows and Western animations are putting messages, you know, into it, and right there, all of these discussions, you know, all of these things about the war and these occupied territories and how they are dealing with that, that's interesting. I love it. I really love it, and I really loved the two last episodes, so that's why I'm really excited to discover another one. Let's go for it. I already told you I have trouble to see a relationship, a love relationship between them. She's really acting like she's his mother, you know. But I can see that he's admiring her beauty. I don't think that he wants to fight it. No.
But everything was already under control. Not to worry.
It was.
Aunt Wu predicted I'd have a safe journey. She's
Who?
a fortune teller from my village.
Ooh.
Awful
Not
nice
who?
knowing your
Who?
future.
You didn't have a safe journey, you were almost killed.
But I wasn't.
That's a way to see it.
Oh, come on, you're telling us nonsense.
What do you know? I don't know.
Nah. Why not going to see her?
It's going to be drizzly.
Not everyone has the gift, Sokka. My name is May, and I'm Aunt Wu's assistant.
You're cute. Ah. And you're admiring Aang's beauty.
And you've got some pretty big ears, don't you? I guess.
I can't believe we're here.
Did your aunt tell you that you were gonna fall in love with someone with big ears?
Is that the big ear guy who Aunt Wu predicted you to marry?
Ah! Poor thing.
Enjoy your snack.
Love, who she's gonna marry, how many babies she's gonna have.
Yeah, dumb stuff like that.
You're really interested by her?
I feel great romance. He's a very powerful bender. Okay, let's get this over with. Your future is full of struggle and
Most of it self-inflicted.
Ah.
I don't need to. It's written all over your face.
Poor Sokka! Be nice with him. Oof.
Oh my! Your destiny.
This is incredible. You will
He's explosive.
In a great battle. A battle whose outcome will determine the fate of the whole world.
Yeah, I knew that. But did it say anything about a girl?
sorry, but I didn't see anything. Trust your heart and you will be with the one you love.
Really?
I told you I have trouble to see him in a love relationship. I don't know why. Maybe because of the Avatar situation, you know. Maybe I have to get used to it, you know, to have a love relationship between them. I mean, all of that is preparing us for that.
We used to have tradition once a year of going up the mountain to check the volcano ourselves. But ever since Aunt Boo moved to the village,
The village will not be destroyed by the volcano this year.
There's something I want to tell you. I like you, but more than normal. Never mind.
Bo. You want to confess your feelings?
I'm gonna prove Aunt Boo's predictions are nonsense.
I don't care what Anu told you. You have to take a bath sometime.
You know some stuff about ladies, right?
Ay. This episode is making me
What can I do you for?
not comfortable. Hank's feelings,
You do.
Katara acting like that,
Of course I am.
Sokka also.
I've been picking up a subtle vibe that she likes you too. The number one mistake nice guys like you make? Being too nice. If you
No.
want to keep her interested, you have to act aloof. Like you don't really care.
Hey, Aang. I was wondering. See you later.
No. Too much.
That kid is good.
Should I eat a mango or a papaya for breakfast tonight?
Did you ask for the name of your future husband? First question to ask. That's symbolic stuff, you know.
Excuse me, where can I buy one of those things?
The volcano.
Aunt Wu was wrong. Sokka, you tried to convince me she was wrong before. It's gonna take an awful lot to change my mind.
Like that?
I want to believe Aunt Wu and her predictions as much as you do. But my brother and Aang saw the lava with their own eyes.
You believe them.
Please listen to us. You are all in danger. And we have to get out of here. You can't rely on Aunt Wu's predictions.
The thing is that they're not gonna believe you. You're gonna save them. And because of that, they're gonna believe into Aunt Wu even more, you know.
Can your science explain?
Do you understand what I mean? Like the first guy in the forest with the bear.
Just won't listen to reason. But they will listen to Aunt Wu. First, I need to borrow Aunt Wu's cloud reading book.
You're gonna create a cloud, you know, with air and all. He's gonna move the clouds.
Oh, I didn't see you there. You don't like me, do you? Of course I like you. But not the way I like you. I guess not. It's okay. It's just really hard when you like someone, but they don't think of you that way. I can see why you like her so much. She's sweet, she's a bender, and her hair seems so manageable.
Oh,
You're gonna meet a great guy who's gonna completely fall for you. I know it. Thanks. How did you know? I've kind of been stalking you. I made a
Thank
bond
you.
here. So between the two of us, we ought to be able to bend them into any shape we want.
Something's happening.
what is the signal? The image?
Oh my.
Ah! That's pretty obvious. I mean, even me, I can read that one.
We act fast.
This.
Sokka has a plan.
I hope that you were right, Sokka.
Everyone needs to evacuate. We'll cover you when it's safe.
Guys, and you, are you gonna be okay?
It's too much. It's gonna overflow.
Ew. And that's a training for the comet. No? Am I the only one who is thinking of that? Controlling something, you know, made of fire and all.
Man, sometimes I forget what a powerful bender that kid is.
Now she's gonna have doubts.
I suppose he is.
No offense, but I hope this has taught everyone a lesson about not relying too much on fortune telling.
No,
When
no.
Aunt Wu predicted the village wouldn't be destroyed, and it wasn't.
I said it!
You didn't really see love in my fortune, did you? You just told me what I wanted to hear.
Just as you reshape those clouds, you have the power to shape your own destiny.
Take care, Meg. Take care.
Woozy.
Jealousy. I don't know. I don't know because, you know, after the 2 last episodes that I watched today and that I loved so much, because the first one was about flashbacks and all of this information, and the second one was about Aang's and Zuko's relationship, the fact that now they are standing right there and they can evolve like that. I mean, their relationship can evolve maybe and all. That was so great and so interesting that I'm a little disturbed by this episode, because this episode was about a little story, if you can tell it like that, like the fortune teller and this village, the volcano and all of that. If we can have symbolic stuff with this episode, it's all of these discussions about destiny. Are we gonna believe in destiny no matter what, and we are not gonna fight it, or we are not gonna do something else because we are supposed to believe in destiny, so to follow this path, you know, all of this about this philosophical stuff, you know. Destiny is like that. If we are fighting it and if we are changing it, maybe it was destiny in fact since the beginning that we were gonna change it, and the fact that it's happening like that, you know, that was part of the destiny no matter what. Do you understand what I mean? All of these discussions, philosophical discussions, were interesting, and that little story to tell it with the fortune teller and the volcano was interesting also. I think that there was something right there with Aang fighting, doing that bending with the lava was interesting maybe for the future with what he can do with the comet. But in fact, all of the rest of the episode, 50% if it's not more of the episode, was about Aang and Katara relationship, which is disturbing me because I said it, I don't know in which episode it was, you know, when Aang was trying to make Katara jealous. I can't remember in which episode it was at the beginning, maybe episode 4 or 5 or something like that. He was trying to make her jealous, and we saw during this episode that he already had some feelings maybe for her. And I told you with this episode, and I thought that during all of these episodes, that I couldn't see a love relationship between them, because for me they were not functioning like that, you know, they were supporting each other, they were taking care of each other. Katara is more acting like a mother with Aang. There is a difference of age, even if you told me after that that the difference of age is not that important because they are young and Aang is 12 and I think Katara is 14, something like that. So I can understand that for the difference of age, but still for how they were acting with each other, you know, that relationship as brother and sister, and even more mother and son for Katara's side, I was really not believing that a love relationship could happen. Almost all of this episode was made for the viewers to tell to the viewers that yes, it's possible, that the feelings that Aang has for Katara are real and big, and he was ready to confess them, and he wants to keep them, he wants to go with it, you know, no matter what, to listen to his heart. And right there at the end, what the fortune teller told him, is ready to go with it, no matter what. And for Katara's part, we saw that she was waiting to have a husband, a family, and the fortune teller told her that it was gonna happen, with a great blunder, and that at the end she has doubts now about maybe it's Aang in fact. And all of the stories about the characters, you know, in each episode we have something about the characters, and right there about the characters, all was about Aang and Katara's relationship. I'm not against it, you know, a love relationship, it's just that I can't see it, I have trouble to see it, to imagine it. With this episode, it's almost like they are forcing me to believe into it. So now I'm ready to think about it, you know, I'm open to the conversation, but I still have trouble to think about it. I don't know why, because you told me the difference of age is not that important. The relationship before that was not that kind of relationship, so maybe that's why I never guessed that it was possible, and maybe their relationship is gonna change after this episode, you know, after Aang being so ready to confess his feelings, and after Katara realizing that maybe Aang can be her husband, her future lover. I think that they're gonna change after this episode, you know, how they're gonna be with each other, and maybe with their relationship evolving, I'm gonna evolve also with my way of seeing the two of them. Maybe also, I think that it's maybe more that I had trouble to see a love relationship for Aang because of two things. The fact that he's so young, and we know we began all of that episode 1 with, I'm sorry for my hair, with him being so pure, so naive, really like a kid. So for me, he can't be in a love relationship, evolve in a love relationship. He's not mature enough for that. I have trouble to see him in a love relationship. In a love relationship as strong and as intense, you know, that I can imagine that kind of Western animation, you know, that kind of story writing. Because I think that if they are writing a love relationship, these writers, I mean, it has to be intense, it has to be powerful. So for Aang, who is so young, so naive, so pure and all, I had trouble to see that. And also, second thing, because of the fact that he is the Avatar. And for me, he has so many things to deal with, to do, to learn, to fight and all, that I have trouble to see a love relationship for him. You know, the comparison is weird, but I had the same thought when I told you my thoughts about Arya in Game of Thrones. Even before the last season, I already had these thoughts, but I told you these thoughts for my reaction videos about the last season, and you saw that I was thinking of that since the beginning. A character like that who has such a big destiny and who is gonna do so many big stuff, important stuff, but also art stuff and all, after that, it's impossible for them to have a normal life. It's impossible for them to just go with life, to have a family, an home, and to live a normal and peaceful life. I have trouble to imagine that. I had trouble to imagine that for Arya and other characters in Game of Thrones, and I was right with them. Because I'm keeping that in mind since I read Lord of the Rings. For some characters like that, like Frodo, when you lived so many stuff, bad stuff, evil stuff, after that, that's impossible to have a normal life, a peaceful life. These characters are so changed forever, their souls, that after that it's impossible. And maybe I imagine the role of the Avatar like that, you know. Maybe that's why. But maybe I'm wrong, you know, maybe it's totally me who is wrong, that's my fault, and I can blame myself for that. Maybe I imagine too much that this role of Avatar is something big like that, you know. It's something big like Frodo who had the ring, like Arya who was supposed to kill everyone and to kill, you know who I am thinking about. That's not a spoiler, it was out a long time ago. You've got me? Maybe I imagine too much, yes, that world of Avatar like that, you know. So maybe that's why for me the Avatar can't have a love relationship. And Aang, by being that young, can't have a love relationship. But really this episode is telling the contrary. Everything that this episode is telling, it's the contrary. Aang is gonna fight for it, go for it with his feelings, was ready to confess them, and now Katara has doubts about Aang, who can be her lover, her future husband. Again, I'm not against it. For now, I just can't see it, and I'm waiting for their relationship to evolve, for maybe evolving myself, you know, maybe in 3 or 4 episodes I'm gonna ship them and all. But for now, I'm not right there. I'm honest with you, you know, I could be like, oh, that's it, I'm shipping them, they are so cute and all, because if they are really happening, you know, the two of them, I think that they have a lot of shippers who are shipping them, but me, I'm not right there. Tell me, don't tell me if they're gonna end together or not, be careful with spoilers on the comments, but tell me if at first, like me, you know, you had trouble to see them in a love relationship. Am I the only one who is feeling like that at the beginning of this season 1? Did you imagine minute 1, you know, that of course something was gonna happen between the two of them? Okay, so it's all for Avatar for today. Right now I'm gonna watch 1 or 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. But it's all for Avatar for today, for you and for me. So it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Hey.